Hello, my peoples. Robert the Realist back today for another podcast. I still don't know if I like the camera angle. I mean, you guys can find
the viewfinder. I can't see the viewfinder.
Well, I can't see that far anyways, but the actual, the part of the camera that sticks out, what's that?
The lens?
Yeah, the lens kind of like sticks out. And, oh, well, it's fine. Maybe we need to have it on the TV.
Maybe.
So you could see it. Really freaky.
No way. Yeah. We'll have to screen mirror it.
We could definitely do that.
We can do that. Oh, I'm doing that.
Well, we have to let you all down today. We were supposed to have a special guest. And he had it at 4:30, so we're trying to get him back next Tuesday to come in. Other than that, it'll be probably about a month out because I've got us scheduled for 3 weeks after that as far as for people. So today we are here with our co-host Madison.
Hello.
And Gia.
Hey.
So today we're going to talk about Gia.
We are going to talk about Gia.
I
love talking about Gia.
Now, in her defense, she just found out we're talking about her about 7 minutes ago.
Roughly.
Yep.
Roughly. But that'd be a lot, probably 4 minutes ago, actually. 3 or 4 minutes.
7 minutes is real generous.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, I don't know what to talk about. And I said, well, we'll pull it out of you. So I want to know from Gia when you think you first encountered Jesus Christ.
Ooh. I don't know, that's kind of a loaded question because in my lifetime, whenever I was born, I grew up Catholic. Back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, not 1900s.
Not 1900s. Not 1900s. I'm not quite that old, okay? But whenever I was born, I got baptized Catholic. So I always kind of grew up in the church setting. Like,
at what age?
Newborn. Like a month or two after. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Got the head dunked, everything, the oil. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. The whole 9 yards, I was there. Okay. But so I was baptized Catholic, grew up Catholic majority of my life until I moved here to Moberly. But I never really had a connection with God or with Jesus in any capacity. Mm-hmm. Like I was just kind of existing in the Catholic world and going through the motions of being a Catholic, but never actually had a full-on connection or interaction or anything of the sort with him. And I don't know if it was because maybe I knew that that's not where I was meant to be in that moment, and I knew that I would meet him later on down the line. I don't know why I didn't get that connection with him whenever I was younger, but it just was not there. And nor did I really strive for it because I was like, who's this guy?
Right.
Like, why is he important? Why do I learn about him 3 days a week? Because I went to a Catholic school.
Oh yeah.
So I went to church all the time. I basically lived there.
Thursdays, Fridays,
Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, the whole 9 yards. Every day of the week, it felt like. But so that's kind of where it started. But I didn't actually have an interaction with Jesus until I went to FLF for the first time. And the weekend before I went, Alex actually went to church there by himself, just completely by himself on his own. And then that week was like, no, you're going. You're going to go next week with me, and you're also going to bring your family, and I'm going to bring my family, and we're going to try it out. And I was like,
wow.
Okay, sounds good. And then I literally just never left. So been there ever since.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Thank you. Gotta give a shout out to the significant other like everybody else does.
Hey, it's just a part of the theme. Okay, I got to keep it going.
It is.
But my first real interaction was that day whenever I walked in and like feeling the presence of the Holy Spirit. It was absolutely nothing that I had felt at the Catholic Church. It's a completely different atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
Completely different. So it was just kind of weird at first. Real weird.
Okay. How long you been going to FLA?
A little over 2 years. I started in November of 22, I want to say. So okay. Wait, no. November of, hold on. Big brain. 2 years ago. And then I started my internship in 25. And then, so 23.
I came back around the same time.
3 years.
Oh, it's so exciting. My soul system. Okay, sorry. Throw a moment.
As you can tell, they're friends.
Really good
Who's
friends.
your best friend?
Well, growing up Catholic, a question that I always want to ask people my daughter went to Catholic school for a while, so I understand the method of how they go to church and how often they go to church and their beliefs, etc.
Yes.
Do you think that they go to church too much?
I don't know, because that's a slippery slope. I don't think that you can go to church too much, but I think that you can go to and I have to be careful with my words, the not the greatest church too much.
Okay.
And that's kind of what position I was in. I didn't feel like a lot of the teachings that I was learning about, and I don't know if this is every Catholic church or if this was just specific to the one that I went to, but it felt like a lot of the information I was getting was not straight from the Bible. And it was more of like this is the way that we do it, not the way that the Bible describes us to do it.
Right.
So
there's a difference.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope. Like I could go to FLF every single day.
Yeah.
And I would have fun every single time. But if it was that church, it would probably be too much because then I would feel like I'm getting wrong information.
I feel like FLF is more Holy Spirit led. Catholic, or being Catholic is more like
this way
to a
or
T.
the highway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, I'm not against any religion.
No, me neither.
No, me neither.
And I don't care how often people want to go. It's kind of, to me, I think you're right where you don't want to say you can't go to church too much.
Yeah.
I mean, because you could go to church every day, but the way they go about it, I myself personally maybe would feel like a burnout would happen to me.
100%.
Because like when I go to church on Sundays, I'm like, this is like concert. This is it's built up. I've been waiting for it all week, etc. So I think going all the time isn't.
It would burn you out essentially over time. It really would.
Yeah.
Especially if it was the same thing on repeat every single time.
If not, our pastors would be working 7 days a week, and they still need a break.
Right. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
What I mean? And then you also look at, the pastors, below, like, Pastor Vic and Pastor Brad, the I don't know what you would call them, the worship pastors. And if you watch them, I mean, as long as I've been there, 5-6 years, they're either gone or doing something else again and they're doing it, 5 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just saying churching is not bad, but I always feel like I look from the outside looking in at, how often they go, and I'm thinking, man, I don't know if I would have the hunger and the excitement. I feel like it would just be mundane, just, and I'm not against it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
It's a personal preference.
It really is a personal preference, because there are people out there that could very well go 7 days a week, and I don't think that they would waver. But there's, including me, I just get so burnt out.
Yeah.
I'm just, oh my gosh, I don't know.
Well, I just seen our church does the same thing, right? We come in and we worship and we do tithes and offerings and then the message. I get that same thing over and over and over again. But I think, how do you, what is it?
Catholicism.
Catholicism. I knew it, like, mixed the word up a little bit and made it a little different. But how, they do things, it's,
yes.
Stand up, sit down,
kneel,
sit,
and again,
kneel. My great grandmother, diehard Catholic.
Some people like that.
Yeah, and I think I would say a generational thing. But
it very much is. And I will say my grandma is a very hardcore to the bone Italian Catholic.
Yeah.
She's 100% Italian. She came over here from Italy, like very much Italian Catholic woman, rooted in her ways. Like whenever she found out that we started going to FLF, she was mad. She did not like that at all. And whenever she found out that I was working for the church, she did not like that at all.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be like that. Just if we're all speaking to and worshiping the same person, God, then it shouldn't matter where it's at. And that's where I'm not like bashing Catholics whatsoever. That's right. Like I have really good friends that went to FLF 5 or 10 years ago, and we were so good of friends and we had such good relationship. They came to me before they decided to go to another church. Yeah, a couple of them, and said, I don't want to offend you. Or I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you're not going to offend me. We're all worshiping the same God. Yeah. As long as you're in church worshiping God, I don't care where you do it at.
Catholicism.
Why can't it be Catholicism or something?
I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of odd.
And again, I'm just bringing that up because you experienced it. Yeah, and my daughter
I very much lived it.
Yeah, my daughter went, and we would go with her and stuff like that. And like I said, my great grandmother, we would go to their services on Christmas. Beautiful. I mean, the services are beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
And like the cathedrals and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so pretty.
That's the one thing they are locked in on them things. Absolutely beautiful.
I actually got in the cathedral in St. Louis underneath St. Gemma.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know who that is, but yeah, that's crazy.
She's so underground, and that's the reason I chose her. I specifically, I wasn't like underground. Like, she's not known about very much, and there's not a lot of people who know about her.
Underground, and like what I'm thinking is like she's. Go ahead.
It's Gen Z
I know what you meant.
I
know what you meant.
So.
I got you.
I don't have you. I have. Okay, she's dead. No, right. I got that.
I mean, she's that too, but. Whatever. But
all right, sorry,
whenever I was getting ordained or whatever, ordained, I don't even know if that's what it's called at this point. But whenever I was going through the research of finding the saint that I wanted to choose, I specifically was that kid that like looked for the most unknown saint because I wanted the bishop to be like, who's that?
Undergrounded.
That's awesome.
And I did. And he did.
Okay.
He had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, oh.
So I gotta back up because I don't know. I've heard this phrase, seen it on social media, of people being ordained. Is it just baptized? I mean, why do you have to
like
choose?
Ordained. I can't remember.
You didn't know.
Word for it. If it's not the word for it, I'm so sorry.
Today.
But it is a process where you go to a cathedral and you meet the bishop, whoever the bishop is in that area, and you basically get it's confirmed. It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
Okay. Ordained, isn't that?
Light bulb.
I was going to say when I was in Moldova, pastor got ordained there. I knew that word was coming, and it was not. Yeah, it was not.
That's a whole different ball game.
Okay,
it's confirmed.
Confirmed.
It's confirmation. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, no, it's
fine. Good thing
light
she
bulbs
edits
went
this.
off.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna edit out every single thing.
Just like an talk over it.
Yeah.
Every time it's ordained. Confirmation.
I will do that.
Just censor it.
That's fine.
Anyways, basically. Beep.
Oh.
But it's basically a process where you pick out a saint and like whatever saint you feel most connected to, and you go to the bishop and you're like, hey, like this is the saint I choose for guidance and like for like, I don't know, to be there for me, basically, is what it is. And then the bishop is like, okay, like let me make sure that you know your facts. So he'll ask you questions about the saint, and then he'll send you on your way. And like you get like blessed with oil and holy water and all of the things, and then woo, big celebration, yay.
So where's that in relation to being baptized? Like, is that
it's the second step. So it's like right after you're baptized, when you're baptized basically as soon as you can.
Okay, yeah, so you're
like,
baptized.
Catholicism is one of the religions that's like you cannot go to heaven if you are not baptized. Okay. So basically, as soon as you are cleared from the hospital and you go to the church, like you're immediately setting up your baptism. And so I got baptized a month or two after I was born. And then the confirmation is basically just like a rebaptism in a way, because they also don't believe in multiple baptisms. So it's almost like a renewing your vows to the Lord, basically, is what it is. It's kind of odd.
But you can be baptized, like let's say I wanted to convert over to Catholicism. I could then be baptized and then be confirmed. That can happen at any age. It's just typical when you grow up.
It's typical for
in
kids.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more common for kids, but it's not limited to an age. Like I had people in my confirmation class that were in their 40s, just because it depends on whenever you come to Catholicism. So baptism whenever I was a baby, I was confirmed whenever I think it was 12. And then there's some people that do it way later in life, just because that's whenever they decide to go there.
Interesting.
It's there's a lot of lore to Catholicism.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm asking all the questions. I didn't know that you grew up Catholic.
Yeah,
me neither.
For a long time.
You didn't?
I didn't.
What kind of friend are you?
A friend that's learning about my friend.
I keep it like in.
Okay.
I don't really talk about it much. Okay.
So you grew up Catholic. Now you're FLF. FLF for life.
What was your first Holy Spirit moment that you knew was the Holy Spirit?
Whenever I went to student camp last year. Camp last year during the summertime. It was my first time ever going to camp or being around like that kind of atmosphere. It was at NOMO, and it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was whenever on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, they have a moment where kids can go up to the platform and be prayed for to receive the tongues, like Holy Spirit, the gift of tongues, that kind of stuff. And I watched a kid literally receive the gift of tongues in front of me. And it was like electric. In there, it was electric. And it was just one of those moments where it's like, you can't deny. You can't deny it. Like, it's there. It's there. And it's just fun. Because that was my first time ever experiencing that ever. The first time I even heard, like, the Holy Spirit being its own, not really its own entity, but like three in one, and them all being the same was during that time period too. So it was like I was learning about everything all at once. Because in Catholicism, yes, you have like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You still hear about the Holy Spirit, but it's not as talked about. Like they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. They just talk about God and Jesus, which is fine. And that's how
it's
some
like
churches
the spiritual
do it,
part of it is not ever talked about.
No, it's not. It's not. Like, at all. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they believe in, like, divine connection. And
I don't know either.
My grandma was Catholic. I went to St. Pius, too. And well, I don't need
I went to St. Pius my 8th grade year.
Yeah, girl.
I did. They wanted me to finish it out because I moved here my 7th grade year, and they wanted me to finish out Catholic school. So I went to St. Pius for a singular year.
So I think Kaylee went for like 4 years.
It wasn't.
And then that stopped.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
No.
It's not horrible. It's not horrible.
Well, we were hoping that
just a lot.
It would fill her with Jesus, right? And that she would be a person of God or whatever, you know, and probably we were setting the bar way too high for what we were expecting out of it.
Yeah.
But what we found was, I mean, not that they don't do their part of it.
Yeah.
But she wasn't grasping and catching on, and it's a lot.
Yeah,
so,
and it can almost feel forced at the beginning, which is what I experienced.
Yeah.
I experienced
like you have religion books,
major religious trauma from going to Catholic school for so long.
Me too.
Not to mention I was hellaciously bullied whenever I was in Catholic school, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, yeah, that's we ran across the same thing too.
Yeah,
I think
it was very cliquish, and it's like if
I remember
if you weren't in this clique, you were done.
Well, so my thing is, and I'm just gonna be real, our biggest issue was, I wouldn't say like the outsider, but we weren't Catholic, so we paid for her to go there, and there was definitely a difference between those who go to Catholic church and kids that their kids go and they tithe and do all those things versus those who do not go to Catholic church and just pay the tuition to go.
Yeah.
And we started seeing that come out pretty bad. And I don't have to say anything. I mean, you can go on social media and find it. It was just some stuff was going down not too long ago, you know, and I liked the people there and all the things, and it was fine. We just had enough, and I was like, let's just
like. There's some really great teachers.
Absolutely,
it just wasn't for
good people.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't for my brother. We pulled my brother out of that school as well. Like the year after I graduated, they tried to hold him back for something that was really stupid, and we ended up transferring him to GBE just because it was not the right fit for him.
Yeah, that's you know, and we again, it was a God intervention because. She got bullied there, and I don't use that term lightly. I mean, when I say somebody gets bullied, I mean, they're not just getting verbally attacked, right? We're talking physical.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is, and it's out there, so I don't really care. But the intervention side of it was that I finally convinced my wife that let's try public school. Let's try Rennick. Yeah. And when she got to Rennick, what is that? Messed this up. I think she was in 4th or 5th grade, but like her reading level was below where she should have been. Yeah. And so with Rennick being so small, you know, her class sizes being a third of the size, they had more one-on-one. And like this year she finished above her actual grade level in reading and awesome. And so awesome. Within 2 years. And so
good job.
At the end of the day, that's what I'm about. I'm about the education. I don't want to say I don't care about, you know, the godly part of it, but, you know, they still have worship at Rennick.
Do they?
Yeah, they have worship at Rennick. Like,
that's cool.
I don't remember what days it was on, but they were having worship at Rennick in the mornings, and it was voluntary.
That's cool.
And they could come in, really cool. And some guy would come in and sing and, you know, play music and stuff. So,
cool.
Again, getting that, going to church, going to, you know, FLF Kids Live and all that stuff, too. Yeah. So it's been helpful, too. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, Rennick, I'll come lead worship, Rennick.
Yeah, there you go.
I would love that.
There you go. I need to find out if they're still doing it. I'll ask Kaylee if they're still doing it. I remember because they used to, like, if they brought their Bible, they would,
I love that. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rennick.
Yeah, shout out to Rennick.
Rennick's pretty awesome. Rennick is the best school that I can remember ever being part of. Now, I wanted to go to Higbee, and I think Higbee's come a long way too. But I mean, we again, and they've done a lot. Just Mindy's like, no, I'd just rather go to Rennick, and that's fine. And because she already had friends in Rennick, so we live in Rennick, so that helped out a lot too. But yeah, it's been a great that.
That's really cool. That's
she
really
made that
awesome.
transition. And
I know that's how my brother was too, because he was below on everything whenever he was there, and then as soon as he transferred to GBE, he has now been on the honor roll.
Yeah,
2 years in a row in high school.
That's where she's been. Like she made it up to the A honor roll. Yeah,
he's insane.
I think I just think it's we're just trying to do. They're trying to do too much of one and not the other. It's not there's only so many time in the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if she goes to Rennick for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, gosh, why is
6, 7?
That.
That's so
if
funny.
you divide that time up, and going to church, half
2
that
hours,
time that
3
you're in
hours.
there, you're missing the education part. So that I think, again, that's just the default setting of going to Catholic school is that you're going to spend a third of your time in church learning about God, and that's okay. That's what I want. But I think at the same time, it kind of hurts the education side of it too.
I think it's good if you know that someone's going to be Catholic their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad, like, not to do it.
No,
but
people who
realistically,
choose to do it, cool, good for you. It's not like it's a wrong answer.
No, it's not a wrong answer at all.
Got a lot of good friends
that
go to Catholic church or Catholic. I still like them.
I guess it was I guess it's more beneficial if someone's going to be Catholic there, but it's still beneficial because you're still getting a seed planted, and it's just.
I really think, I mean, the that part of it, I think, is helpful if it is day one.
Yeah.
But again, she was day one, and
I was basically zero. Day before one. And it just, the only thing it did was burn me out. Just because it's not where I belonged. And that's not where God wanted me to be.
I think God just shows you himself when... Like, we all have a point in our life.
Mine is very much the religious trauma. Because it also made me walk away from the church entirely for 7 years.
And sometimes it has to happen so we're not blaming God.
Yeah.
And I want to learn to blame people. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, I mean, you can say... You can go back and say, when I grew up, I was in the Baptist church.
Yeah.
And I did not like going to church. With Catholic, Baptist, just,
Every church can church hurt someone.
Yeah. And I wasn't hurt.
Unintentionally
I think, and that's, when I was talking to the therapist girls about that, kind of what age do you think it's an age that their brain will actually absorb Christianity? Because that may be the problem with me when I was going to Baptist church. Like, I don't want to read these hymnals. I can't believe that old grandma behind me singing in my ear. She can't carry a tune in a 5-gallon bucket. My mom can't sing. She's singing right next to me, and I'm just like, I didn't like it. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
In Sunday school, I got kicked out of. It probably was for me. I just didn't want to do it. And so, again, I think it's just maybe a maturity thing.
I think so.
I think it's also part about being a kid, like to physically, like, mentally grasp reality, like what reality actually is, like what is after this.
That's right.
We're so little, like, and I also think that kids are closer to the spiritual side, though, also. Yes. But there's been like that gap. There's that gap in our lives where.
Yeah. Well, you're just so focused on what you know and what you can see and what your parents have told you, because that's all you've ever known. So once you get to a certain age where you're able to even fathom that there is stuff beyond that, that's whenever you start really grasping, like, holy crap, like, there's so much more to this life than just living day by day. Like,
I'm 47 and still figuring it out.
Yes.
And I know a lot.
I remember laying in bed. I had to be like 8 or 9 and just laying there and like, what if there was nothing? And my brain could not fathom it. Like, if there was, like, nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing.
So you say that. What is nothing? What do you mean?
I mean, like nothing existed. Or not, you know what I mean?
Like, after you die, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing's
you're talking about when you die, where there's nothing.
Just in general.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you
never
gotta,
anything?
You gotta elaborate on this.
It's all a figment of
yeah, like I don't know. Like we were
the Matrix.
Yeah, like no, but like I can't even explain it. It's so weird. It's just like
no, I know exactly what you mean because I've been there.
I don't.
I do. It's like
just sit there and act like just
you almost feel like everything is fabricated. Everything is fabricated, and the government does things for certain reasons.
What you're
and it's
saying,
all fabricated.
what you're saying,
is that kind of what you're
No,
meaning?
I'm
she's
saying
not talking about
existence
that.
doesn't exist.
That's what I'm saying.
At all.
I can't wrap my head around
Yeah,
it. I'm
exactly.
trying to explain. I'm trying to just give me like a
I used to
picture,
trip
a little.
myself out. I was like, what? Like, I'm not kidding. I was like, it's just weird. Just think about it. If there was no existence, nothing.
I can't think about it.
Exactly. It's weird,
It doesn't. There's nothing to wrap your head around if there's nothing
I know.
there.
I know.
I thought you were saying like
Just
maybe
trips
the
you out, doesn't it?
afterlife, and I was saying, well,
I mean,
then that's a risk you're going to take, but you're probably better off, sticking to the
there's
part
not
of there
nothing, but-
is something.
Yeah.
on the other
There's
side.
not nothing.
Worst case scenario, there is
Yeah.
nothing, and that's okay. But
I'd rather believe and find out nothing was there than not believe and find out he is there.
Exactly. I would
and
rather
then
be-
I get absolutely the short end of the stick. At the end of the day.
I've never really told people this, but my belief in God is because I believe Jesus walked on this earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe that if I think I've posted it before, the statistics behind the Bible, it is absolutely 100% without a doubt. There's no way that could be made up. There's too many cross references, too many stories that match up, et cetera, right? We didn't see it. So, but that just goes back on to what you were saying where you said nothing.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, just
Well,
like, what if nothing
also
existed?
the historical part of
that's
it where it's
gonna
like
stick with me.
it's
and stuff like
depressing.
each
that.
book is written in completely different times in history, and
yeah.
then they somehow all interlink. Like half of them didn't even know each other,
And different versions.
and they talk about the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, make it make sense.
Yeah, I can't remember the statistic. I'm not
makes
smart
sense.
enough to remember it, but it was. I was listening to another podcast, one of the people that I really just is probably the best podcaster on planet Earth. But by saying that, they'll know who it is. He's not going to listen to my podcast anyways. But he is somebody that I follow quite hard as far as what I listen and believe and what he says. And he's the one that brought up that statistic. And he just kind of surprised me when he brought it up. Look, she's a believer. Every other word out of his mouth is an F word. It was the F-bomb, but that's just who he is.
Well,
but he is.
Yeah.
I struggle with that
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
That's Gia.
Get me on the
Me
golf
too.
course. Get me on the golf course.
Give me
and I'm a
on the
different
golf
person.
course. Yeah, that's about right.
But I should chat GPT that statistic just because I probably still have it in my saved. But to hear the cross references of the Bible was absolutely, to me, mind blowing. I know I'll probably say that. Oh, here it is, right here. It was written over 1,500 years ago by 40 different authors, made up of 66 books, written in 3 languages: Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, written between 1200 BC and 100 AD, but it contains 63,779 cross-references connecting scriptures together.
It's so cool.
That's insane. That's just insane.
Well, God's going to make sure it's undeniable.
Kings wrote it, shepherds wrote it, fishermen wrote it, doctors wrote it, prophets wrote it. And it says, and through the years, wars, translations, and hand-copied manuscripts, it remains the most read and distributed book in history. Whether you read it for faith, history, and wisdom or understanding, there's nothing else like it. So like those statistics are just...
They're undeniable.
Exactly.
They're just undeniable. There's nothing else to say.
Either you can't say that isn't true.
Yeah.
You can just decide not to believe.
Yeah.
But you can't say that's not
It's
true.
when people start to argue it, I'm like, why? Just like I get it.
There's so much statistical
I'm not
evidence
arguing with
where
you. You
it's
can
like,
just
I
go
know.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
do your own
Just go-
research. Like I
pray
tell
for
people that
you.
all the
Yeah.
time. I'll be like, do your
I'm
own
not mad at you.
research.
I got nothing but love for you, but let's just talk about something else. Go away. Like just because I don't,
Is what it is.
it is what it is.
My homie's Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Yeah. What else is something we don't know about Gia?
What's your favorite color?
Girl, pink. Everything
I
pink.
knew that.
Pink,
I was gonna say, yeah. I think I
pink,
was
pink,
like
pink.
going in. I was zoning in on that.
My
one.
gosh, everything.
Yeah.
She's gonna have a pink car.
Oh yes.
She already
I
said that.
want to.
I know.
Yeah,
I
she did.
almost got one off
You
of Facebook
should.
Marketplace.
You should
and
get
I
a Polly
I was
Pocket
this
car.
close. I was this close, but I did not. I was
Okay,
good, 'cause
something
I
that
ain't
we
got none.
don't know because obviously we know everything about pink.
My biggest I guess this is good. My biggest piece of church hurt is whenever I went to confession one time, whenever I was a kid, and I told the priest that was behind the little wall, that I said the F word, and he told me that I was going to hell.
Oh
no! As well as saying 10 Hail Marys.
That's like, what's the one thing you can say to a kid right
and
now?
I was
no
like,
one can
I was
see
6
me.
years old. I was 6 years old.
No.
6 or 7 maybe.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest pieces of church hurt for a long time.
So let's talk about, because I must be confused, because I thought that confession, and that was one of the things that was kind of odd to me, was confession, like that was you going there to confess, and then when you walk out that thing, you're good to go. Like,
no, actually, it's actually not like that.
Yeah, I didn't know they said anything.
I didn't know they
back.
said, well, it's 6, you're going to hell, just give up.
Listen, young lady.
Like what they do is, it's so
God,
hard
not
to
this
explain.
one, he says.
It's
Oh my goodness.
It's so complex. There's so many different ways that they do it. But the way that my church used to do it was once a month, roughly, you would go into this little room with just you and the priest. And then you would tell him all of the sins right after you said an act of contrition. You had to say it out loud to him. And then you repeated to him all of the sins that you had done that month that you were ashamed of or whatever you wanted to talk about. And then he would go on to give you the assignment you needed to do to be forgiven. So saying 10 active contritions, going around and saying the rosary 4 times, doing like you have to say 5 Hail Marys and 2 like Our Fathers, like that kind of stuff is what ours used to be like. So that was not a very good time in my life.
Yeah, I remember, sorry St. Pius for saying this, but I remember getting bullied at St. Pius and writing St. Pius sucks in my religion book when I got, yeah, I'm sorry, God, but God knows my heart.
Yes, he knows our heart.
I was young. I was like 2nd grade young. Like,
I mean, at least y'all were in some type of church. And
no, yeah, it wasn't my best moment, but I would never do that again, but yeah, I did.
Well, I just thought,
I'm a rebel.
All right. I just thought confession was a little different than that. I thought it was like I could basically, I don't know that I would say that you could do what you want, but if and what you were doing was a sin, then you would go into confession and make everything right.
Which essentially is what happens, but it's almost like
Nobody's telling you you're going to hell at 6, saying the F word.
Nice.
I don't know if he was trying to use like a scare tactic on me, just to like kind of like fear monger me into making me 100% follow Jesus, which I don't agree with doing. I think everybody kind of has their own path and their own ways to getting to Jesus, and it's the seeds are planted when they're planted. Yeah. But it was a lot as a kid. It was a lot as a kid.
I've never had nobody tell me I'm going to hell, even for all the things that I've done.
I said one F word,
mean.
and I told
we don't
them
make that decision.
Yeah, I'm digging the hole if that's the case.
We don't put people in hell. We do not tell people.
No, because that's not our job, and that's another reason why I was so turned off by the Catholic Church. Like I wanted nothing to do with it. That's why I stepped away from anything having to do with faith and religion for 7 years, all throughout high school. And I did my big one while I was in high school, like partying every weekend. I did my big one. Yeah. And then afterwards, I started going to FLF whenever I was like 21.
Partier, huh?
Oh yeah.
So here's a question.
Oh yeah.
I hate to say I can see that probably was it. Sorry.
I think we all did.
So
I think we all go through that.
Here, as a parent of a kid that's your age and one older, does your parents know everything that you did?
Just about. They know just about everything. I was an open book with my dad.
Okay. Well, that's what I mean. Parents or whatever.
Yeah, my dad
I'm
and
still
I,
finding
we
stuff out while I'm
That's the funnest thing to do.
You will for a while, because there's a lot of stuff my dad doesn't know. Like, oh gosh.
Remember that time you took me to this house?
I got 2 kids in there. I'm still finding stuff out today.
I guess I can talk about it. It's fine. We'll have that talk later. He's not going to be mad.
This was
We're going to check and see if Dad's watching.
She's a different woman now.
I am a changed woman. Okay. And back in the day, I went to the lake that's kind of out by Cairo. I think it's Sugar Creek. I think that one's Sugar Creek. But went out there, and I was with a whole group of friends. It was my boyfriend at the time, and a couple of his friends and a couple of my friends. We took 2 separate vehicles, and a lot of my friends were in the other vehicle. So on the way back home from the lake, my ex was driving my car, and smacked a deer going 60 mile an hour.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The actually same car I drive now. I don't know how it survived.
What a rebel.
It looked terrible. He ended up hitting the deer whenever I was in the other car. Like, I was not with him. I was with my other friends. And he was on his way to Cairo to go drop off some of his friends while I was on my way back to Moberly to meet up with him at one of our mutual friends' house. And he called me, and I thought he was joking. And then I told my dad that it was me. No. Yeah, I'm sorry. Dad. That one was one of them. But they know most of the times that I went out and partied.
Yeah.
Like,
I can see your dad punching the air right now.
My dad was very much like, I knew it wasn't her. I knew it. He knew it. I guarantee you he did. This is just going to be confirmation.
Yeah.
But he always knew whenever I went out and partied too, because back in the day, like, my parents didn't really care about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, they would rather them drop me off and know that I'm safe and know that I'm not going to drunk drive than them just be oblivious and act like they don't know what's going on, but they know that I'm there, because parents always know.
Parents always know.
Parents always know.
And
We do.
sadly, parents or kids go behind parents' back.
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And I never really went much behind their back.
Well, that's good
because
that you
they
didn't
were
have
really
to do
transparent with me. And it was mainly like me and my dad. We like this. We've
So
been like that for a long time.
So I got a question to kind of segue off of what we discussed last night at Mr. Gwinner's roundtable discussion, his small group. Do you believe drinking alcohol is a sin? I'll ask each one of you.
If you get drunk,
Okay.
I believe that is a sin. I think if you have a drink, personally, this is my opinion, discretion. Yeah. If you have
There's
a
nothing
drink,
in the Bible that says that if you drink, it's a sin.
Yes, it specifically says stuff about getting drunken and belligerent.
Right.
It doesn't say anything about having a drink or even two drinks. If you stay within that field, that limit, then I think, in my opinion, it's fine.
There's a difference between.
I love an espresso martini. I can't help it.
Yeah. See.
Yes.
I'm not
Planned
for
out
it, against it. I believe with what you said, because I have been in alcohol trouble, like driving while intoxicated. So I see both sides. I see the side of, I don't think it's a sin to have a drink.
The Bible does say stay sober.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the only thing. But if you're not drunk,
Clear-minded.
If you're not.
No, no, I'm not saying don't drink.
So
I'm not saying.
So give me 30 seconds.
Sorry.
Here, no, you're fine, because I want
excited.
to go back on what you just said, because I don't want people to think it's one way or the other. I think it is a personal preference. I think it's a personal conviction, because the funny thing that I think is funny about the alcohol part of it, and people trying to say it's a sin or not good for you, okay, that's fine, but your body is a temple.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why are you not taking care of it?
Yeah. I do.
Why are you eating the things that you shouldn't? Myself, I love ice cream and cookies. I'm not blaming anyone.
I love
Why
me
are
some
you
good
not?
McDonald's.
Why are you not? Okay, so we don't get to pick and choose,
Right.
Yeah.
to call a sin or what's right or wrong.
Right. Because at the end of the day, it's not up to us.
Exactly. So I'm not saying your answer's right or wrong. Your answer's right or wrong.
Oh, yeah,
I agree. I also, like I said, but then I see both sides of. I can't. It's like Dave Ramsey talking about having a credit card. Okay.
Yeah.
I've taught Financial Peace University, probably 5 or 6 classes. I budget. I just got done. I budget every week. I do all the things. But it has to be black and white for some people.
Yeah. It very much does.
Meaning, have I taught Financial Peace University, and do I have a credit card? I absolutely do. I have multiple credit cards.
It's all about self-control.
But I pay them off every single month. But Dave couldn't say, Gia, you can't have a credit card.
Right now, I don't think I should.
Robert, you can have a credit card because you can't do that. So it's I kind of see it the same way with alcohol, which is, well, Gia, since you're just going to have a espresso martini next year while you're in Chicago,
How dare you?
that's not a sin.
Right.
But if I want to go out and have 8 beers and get drunk and drive, that's a sin. It's just a really hard fine line, and I think you're right. I think it's, to me personally, I mean, I know our pastors may or may not listen to this. I know one of them probably will listen to it, and they're both wholeheartedly against it, and I respect it 100%. But we were just talking about it last night in the small group, and it's like the most debated thing, and it's crazy.
I think it's also because what comes along with that is the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because
that is very true.
I used to go to the bar to sing karaoke. I don't do that anymore.
I used to DJ and watch people just get drunk.
Because I know that if I walk into a bar, I'm going to be around other people's demons flying around.
Because you have to protect yourself.
Yes, because and I'm not judging anyone, because I used to party and drink and all that. I don't drink anymore. I might have a drink like you said or whatever.
Next year while you're in Chicago.
And then I'll take one drink and be like...
I have one drink once a year, and that's about it.
We all have our different vices. We all have our different vices.
Right.
So I'm not going to sit here and say that someone drinking is a bad person or anything.
Yeah, it really honestly depends on the person, and I very much fully.
It depends on how you use. If you're going to sit and drink one beer, and that's going to be it, or you're going to sit there and drink 80.
Yeah, you're going to drink 12 every night,
silly
5 nights a week.
Exactly. Are you going to relapse or do something like that if you were an alcoholic? Is this one drink going to push you over the edge?
The problem with alcohol is the honest truth about alcohol. There is absolutely, positively nothing that good comes from it.
No,
I think that's with any addiction and anything you use too much is you're allowing the enemy space in your brain.
Yeah,
100%.
Because I went
100%.
I think almost a year without drinking, and I went another 9 months, and
because I know my thoughts when I drink are different.
Oh,
like if I was drunk right now, my thoughts would be completely different.
This will be a whole different podcast.
Yeah, like my exactly. Like that's what I'm saying is like my thoughts would be different. I would say dumber things. You know, like it's just.
No, I get it. And again, it's just they brought it up last night. You talked about, I figured, I ain't gonna lie, I thought your story would be a little wilder than it was. But
well, I mean, I
wasn't
got
looking
some
for a
wild
yeah, no, that's fine.
stories, but it's more of like a.
Well, when you said Dad didn't know, I was sitting there going, "Oh, I might have just opened Pandora's box."
No. It's so minimal because my dad and I are so close.
Yeah.
Like he knows so much. He knows basically everything about me.
That's good.
So it's never really been bad. And whenever I was in high school, I did some crazy things, but it wasn't really anything that got me in any trouble.
I did things that could have got me in trouble. Yeah, I didn't get caught.
I did get caught at Walmart once for stealing.
Yeah, I did that too.
That was rough.
I think crazy has different levels.
Very much. Yeah. And I have very much chilled out. Like ever since a little bit before I got my internship at the church, I would say I leveled out very much. I go to bed at like 9 and I read my book. I read by 8:30. I was just telling her this before you got in here. On Saturday, I laid down in my bed at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
And read until 1 o'clock in the morning, Bobby. 12 hours straight. I stopped for a little bit to eat.
You do not have ADHD.
No. I don't know. I used to. I don't know what happened to me.
Yeah, you don't have it. There's
cured.
No way somebody can read for 10 hours.
I'm cured. Well, I also listened to the audiobook at the same time, so I think that might make a little bit of a difference.
Do you follow along?
Yes, I do.
So smart.
It's so smart. And the book that I'm reading right now, they have one that's like, it has the atmosphere in the background too. So it's about dragons and stuff. So you can hear like the dragons playing. And it's really good.
Dragons.
It's even worse.
It's horrible.
She did that for
I'm actually getting old. My brother never fails to remind me every day that I'm getting old. So,
yeah, my wife doesn't have a problem reminding me either, so that's fine. Yeah. Anything else that you think that we don't know about Gia, or that we should know about Gia? I mean, it's probably. I mean, you already work here, so it's too late for me to ask the questions. She's like some really psychopath or something, murderer on the weekends, or
no, I'm just a reader.
She's a heavy reader.
I'm a heavy reader.
Heavy reader.
That's the worst thing I think we can handle, because I read every single day. So.
I'm going to give you a pen that says heavy reader.
Now that I say this, you're going to start noticing it every single day I'm here. My Kindle sits out on my desk. I never touch it, but it sits out and it stares at me all day. And I like it.
It's motivation.
Kindle has its own brain. And
I'm going to give her Kindle its own desk.
Me every single day.
Yes, so
and I love
office.
it because I love the case that I have on it, and I also love the cover of the book. That's all I need to say. I'm done for the day. TED Talk over.
TED Talk over. All right. Well, anything else you got, Madison?
No, except for I'm her best friend.
Yes.
She's her best friend, but she still asks her what her favorite color was.
You stop. We are newly.
I knew that was.
Yeah, newly.
We are getting to know each other.
We've been doing this podcast for a couple months now, and you guys are loud and obnoxious.
We get closer every week.
Day one.
Every week.
Loud and obnoxious in a good way.
We didn't.
Yes, obnoxious on day one.
I'm good.
We were close beforehand, but not as much as we are now, I fear.
It was like bathroom conversations. And,
a lot of
and now I go annoy her as soon as I see her. I'm like,
Okay, well, before we get into bathroom conversations, did you have something?
No, that's where I said my first naughty word at church.
In
front of Gia.
It was kind of,
and I had to immediately repent in the bathroom.
It was kind of
funny.
It was kind of funny.
That was where our friendship became.
It was real from that point forward.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll finish off with bathroom conversations. I don't know what those are, and we're not going to go down that road. Maybe that's a whole nother.
I'm going to have a conversation on Sunday now.
I'm going to have a whole nother. I'm going to be watching and be like, they both went in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. And you know that the best conversations happen in there. So
I would say the best thinking.
They really do, though.
It does. It does.
But I know
it's a woman thing.
Yeah,
it is.
100%.
It's a woman thing.
It is.
If you guys have bathroom conversations, please let us know in the comment section or something wherever this is at. I need to know if you're having. It's not
comment.
It's not a manly thing if you're having bathroom conversations. We need to talk. Okay? In my shop.
In the shop. Shop talk is
We're not
different.
Talking in the bathroom.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Wow. All right. So Gia, thank you.
You're welcome
For telling us about you. And Madison, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And next week, confirmed for the second time, is the atheist-turned-Christian.
It's been a trend recently.
And it just God's doing it for a reason.
Yes, 100%.
I looked in next week's open. The next 3 weeks after that is not. So I was thinking we have to push him off a month. I looked. I'm like, the 23rd work. He's like, I'll be there. I promise. I'm sorry. Like,
that's awesome.
There's a reason. No,
dude, it's cool.
There's a reason. It gives him another week
everything.
to have his stories even going to be built up even more. Because I had some people tuning in this podcast, and then they're going to turn it on and be like, "Oh, we're hearing about Gia."
No, they're not.
You know what? It's worth every second of your time.
That's my baby.
Hey, I hit the right button. That was awesome. I was like, I'm going the drums or the cheer.
Hey, you had a 25% chance, and you hit it.
I hit it.
You hit
it. That was great. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Love you. Robert the Realist out.